Hello and welcome to the Philippines. How do you pay bills in the Philippines? A little bit different here. This is still pretty much a cash society, and we'll start with rent. And if you're renting from a larger company, you might be able to pay your bill with a credit card. But all my landlords have wanted cash. I deposited one rent cash in their bank account. They gave me deposit tickets. First of all, pay the bill even if you don't get a bill. When I first my first trip here in 2015, I remember somebody telling me that they didn't get a bill. They contacted the company and asked them to send a bill. Did that for a couple months, never got the bill, didn't pay the bill, and their service was shut off. I don't know if it was the internet, or I think it was the internet uh, that they had, and they weren't allowed to pay the bill at that point in time and renew their service. They were kind of blacklisted. So that created a major issue, I think, because then he had to start using the little mobile units that just like a phone that you got to put load and credits on. I have lived in 5 different condos in the Cebu City area of Cebu, the Philippines, and each one had a little different procedure. The first place, I paid the electric bill at the front desk, and I would receive in my little mailbox. I would receive a bill for, I think, the internet, and I would take that down someplace and pay that. I'll tell you about that later. But generally, these companies, they'll hire a delivery firm to deliver a whole batch to a condominium or in a neighborhood to a subdivision, and the office there will distribute it. I think the other four, I think the security agent, security guard would always come knocking on the door. They either slip the bill under our door or knock on the door and deliver it that way, or paste it. I think one would tape it. They would tape it to your door if you weren't home. Here's an example of my electric and water bill at Bamboo Bay. I stayed at a year, and the water is always very low. A couple bucks, two, three, $4 for water, very low. And the electric was pretty reasonable. I keep the air con at a higher temp than most people might be comfortable at. But I would pay that at the office, admin office at Bamboo Bay as well. My rate has averaged between 11, close to 12 to here it was 13.5 per kilowatt hour, which was on the high end. Somebody told me they were paying like 24, which tells me that the landlord or the place they were staying was padding that pretty good. There are many different options to pay bills at. Banks are one. Banks take payments for many places. The shopping malls, also their customer service often takes payments for various companies, electric companies, water companies, the different bills that you will get for cable, television, internet, those types of things. Depends upon the company and where you live. Hillier is another place. They're almost on every other block. Lots of offices. Cebuano, Hillier, Cebuano. Just a ton of cash uh, bill payment and cash receiving and sending places, as this is still a cash society. And they all have their own special form, of course. You just fill out pretty much the bottom section, the sender, reference number, your bill number, receiver, if it's PLDT or cable company or electric company, whatever it is, if you're paying in pesos or USD, and hand that in. Take a number, wait, wait in line. Sometimes there's a long line. Sometimes you can get right in right away and pay it. Be sure to keep that receipt. Take a picture of the receipt in case you lose the receipt. If you have a bank account in the Philippines, you can probably pay using an ATM machine, as well as you might even be able to load your phones on some of those. Digital transactions are becoming more common, and my friend paid my last, I think, PLDT bill, my internet bill, using Gcash, and that's not Google Cash here. It belongs to Globe cellular company. But you have to put money on that. You have to load that onto put an app on your phone, Payamea or Gcash or some of the others. You put that app on your phone. You go to a place like 7-Eleven or Palawan or Luhilier, different places will take your cash and put the digital cash on that app on your phone, and then you can log into your electric company, your cable company, and you can pay electronically, digitally. Most of the time now I go to my local 7-Eleven, lots of 7-Elevens here, and they've got a little machine, a little like an ATM machine almost, and you just use the touch screen and you go in and you find, if you want to pay bills, you find the customer and you key in your information. Here in Vico, Visaya Electric Company, you key in your account number, the name on the account, the amount you're going to pay, all that type of thing, and goes pretty quickly. About 10% of the time their system is down, they're not online, they're not able to process it. But I've had pretty good luck, and it's usually pretty fast that way also. You take the little slip to the counter, you pay them cash, they process it, give you a receipt, and you're good to go. And be sure you have all the information accurate, of course, or you will have some issues. But anyway, put all the appropriate information in, and it will spit that out. About half the time it'll throw it down on the ground. The floor is my experience. Got a charging station there, and these 7-Elevens tend to attract crowds. Some of them have quite a bit of seating outside, a little bit inside, and students, people buy their beer even and sit outside, drink their beer. And they will process, pay it, and be sure to keep your receipt. Take a picture of your receipt. My experience dealing with banks is that it's usually quite a long wait. BPI here, Bank of the Philippines, you go in and you key in your information. This is where I pay my rent for the last year, and into an account, and you take a number and you wait till your number is called, and it can take 10-15 minutes at the shortest to almost an hour at the longest. It's not unusual to have fans and an audience while you're doing this as well, so be aware of your surroundings, keep your cash and valuables well protected. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.